Happy Tuesday, happy Thanksgiving week. I hope you're having a wonderful week so far. I was just here and I was like, I'm feeling so grateful for everybody here in this audience. I'm so grateful for the 954, I think, of you that are inside this group, that I wanted to open this up as a Q&A. What questions do you have? What do you need? What do you find that's like, okay, this is bothering me right now, or this is a question that I have that I want answered. I want you to drop it below and I'm going to answer it for you here live tonight. So if you're watching this live, please comment Team Live. If you're watching this replay, please comment Team Replay. As I said, if you've got a question, drop it down in the comments below. If you're dropping it on here live, like I know Crystal's on in here. Hey, Crystal, thanks for joining us. I will answer it live for you. If we are dropping it later, that's perfectly fine. I'll come in and I'll type a good response for you as well. So as you're like thinking about, oh, what questions do I want to ask? What do I want to kind of get a dietitian's take on? I just want to remind you that our Black Friday sales, yes, they're happening before Black Friday, are ending tomorrow. So if you've been thinking about the accountability group, which I highly, highly recommend you joining, it's only $150 for the month long. 4 1-hour trainings for the entire month, $150 with education, accountability, and guidance from me, your coach, as well as the other NWE coaches, and just helping you stay on track and focus through the holidays. So that's $150. You can upgrade if you want to include a nutrition audit, which is going through our nutrition assessment form with you and giving you personalized and tailored feedback on goals that you are wanting to achieve. You know, what your next steps, probably 3 to 5 next steps on what those next steps should be. We have the membership for our masterclasses, only $29 a month. As you know, our masterclasses are usually $50 a month. So you can join that for only $29 a month. You're going to get 10% off all programs and one-on-one coaching. And then you're also going to get a monthly private group Q&A too. So everybody inside of the membership will get access to that monthly private group Q&A where you can join us inside there as well. And then we also have the NWE bundle. So cancel your cravings, a nutrition audit giving you 3 to 5 next action steps on what your next step should be, as well as our January program Back to Basics. So teaching you that foundation of nutrition to help you achieve your goals once and for all, especially starting in the new year. So those are the 3 things that we have happening right now. They are ending tomorrow. So if you are interested, if you're like, I need this, or I want to start doing this, or I want to get a taste of NWE, join the membership for the masterclasses. If you're like, I want more support and guidance through December, I want that, you know, the group support and one-on-one support with me as your coach, join the accountability group. If you're like, I want one-on-one support and I want education, then join the bundle. So that's kind of what we have going on. That's going to be closing off tomorrow. Those are locked away. I'm throwing away the key. They're not coming back out. So if you're interested in those, go ahead and join. And remember, tonight I'm on here asking for Q&A. So Crystal, I know you're on here live with me. Do you have any questions about the holiday that you want answered? Do you have any questions about nutrition or exercise that you want answered? When I explained something that, you know, I was just talking with one of my co-coaches, Sarah, about. One of her clients was asking a question on how do I lose weight? How much should I be eating in order to lose weight? This client does not want to track her food, and that is completely okay. What we have to rely on in that situation is recognizing hunger and fullness, knowing where she's at, giving the variety with her meals, and really playing off of those nutrient-dense foods. So more protein, more color, more variety there, those heart-healthy fats, and then adding in exercise to help with keeping her into a deficit. So we have our NWE method and plate that gives us kind of like a standardized of this is how much we should be putting on our plate. We can always go back for more if we are hungry, but we're talking about adding that in with Sarah's client, as well as in combination with the Orange Theory workouts that she's doing, also going ahead and saying, okay, what other days or on other days can I do some regular strength training? Can I do some, you know, if it's body weight stuff, if it is weighted things, we're going to be focusing on adding in that. It's going to really help with fat loss overall and building muscle at the same time. So you can achieve both. It's just walking that fine line of we can't be in too deep of a deficit if you're trying to build muscle when you are trying to build fat. Because what happens is your body just starts to lose muscle because you're not eating enough in to preserve that muscle mass. So the deficit is really a fine line of a couple hundred calories or so, and we walk our clients through that. But remembering it's not going to be super, super deep. It's going to be calculated with how do we get this done? How do we make sure that we're getting all of the things in? How do we make sure that we're in an appropriate deficit, but not making it be too deep and too hurtful for our metabolism or anything like that? Another question that I got today from one of my clients was, usually in the past, or she was just saying this really, usually in the past, she's been very nervous with the holidays with her health and her nutrition. And she said, I always find that I'm gaining weight through the holiday season. She knows that this year is different through the stuff that we've started to do with her and the habits that she's been building. But we talked a lot about strategy for Thanksgiving. So one of the biggest things for strategy with Thanksgiving and any of these holiday meals is reminding yourself, we talked a lot about this last week on our Holiday Survival Guide Masterclass, reminding ourselves that it is just one day. It is just one meal, and one meal has never been the reason why someone has hurt their nutrition, has hurt themselves, or anything like that. You don't gain fat after one meal. You don't gain 20 pounds after one meal or anything like that. So reminding yourself that this one meal, I may end up overeating, but I'm going to go in with that mindfulness of I'm going to have a balanced plate. I'm going to stop when I'm full. I'm going to get in the things that I need and not push myself to the extreme of I have to have all of this food because I don't get it all the time. I have never been to a party. I've never been to an affair or anything like that where there's not enough food. There's always too much food. So if you don't get to try something that first night, it is okay. There will be leftovers. And reminding yourself that you may be tempted to eat a whole boatload of mashed potatoes, but if you could just have a scoop of mashed potatoes and say, I'm going to definitely bring some home for lunch the next day or for dinner or for whatever it is, that'll be so helpful with keeping you on track and keeping you satisfied too. Knowing that all of these foods are available year round, you just usually don't make them in that combination, but that doesn't mean you can't put them into that combination. So having that plan of saying, okay, I'm going to go in, I'm going to treat my day as normal. I'm going to make my servings. I'm going to listen to my body and stop when I'm full. You're going to come out on the other side of Thanksgiving feeling really, really good and not having bloating or upset stomach or anything like that. All right. Like I said, if you have a question, drop them down in the comments below. I'm going to kind of do these mini deep dives with this stuff. Hey, somebody asked me recently, what's the difference between a masterclass and a program and one-on-one coaching inside of our world? So there's different levels of offers to be able to give you different opportunities to work with us. Where we give the tactical, tailored to you things is inside of our one-on-one program. You get that one-on-one time, one-on-one eyes on you and your habits and what's going on with those tailored pieces of advice to help you make it happen. I was just talking with a client today who has a really hard time eating vegetables, so we brainstormed how he can get them in without realizing that he's eating vegetables because he just doesn't want to. He just doesn't like the thought of them. One-on-one is all about giving you that tailored to you and where you're at goals and advice. Programs are going to be a little bit more of an expanded topic, which means it's a bigger deep dive. So when we run our January program Back to Basics, we are doing deep dive into, I believe, 7 or 8 or even 9 nutrition topics and health topics that are very, very relevant to help you be successful, to help you stay focused and keep going. So that'll be deep dive into all of those. So it might be a broader topic, but things that we need to cover inside of it. And then a masterclass is more of a deep dive into that singular topic. So when we did last week, the Holiday Survival Guide, we deep dove into the holidays and navigating that. We spent about 40 minutes or so, and then with Q&A, 40 minutes or so of deep diving into the holidays with, okay, what is our next step? How do we feel with this? How do we navigate it overall? So that's kind of the difference between things. The master classes are a deep dive into one topic. Programs are a little bit more. There might be some group things in there. There might not be group things in there. And then one-on-one, you have all of that, one-on-one guidance and support. And for all of our private clients inside of that one-on-one program, we do 3 group coaching calls a month, 2 education calls, 1 monthly client group Zoom cooking class. That cooking class is happening this Sunday. We're making an egg bake, pasta, and enchiladas. So 3 recipes in an hour that just our one-on-one clients have access to. So that is always another way too of you get some of that group support. You get all the programs and master classes as a one-on-one client. And then you also get all of that one-on-one guidance and support as well too. So it looks like we haven't had any questions dropped down in the comments. If you're watching this after the fact, please drop your questions down in the comments below. I will deep dive into that for you and I'll give you a good detailed answer. Just a reminder, Black Friday is ending tomorrow for us before Black Friday. We want you inside. So if you're interested in any of these offers, shoot me a message or you can comment below. I will send you the link to join. The December accountability group is kicking off that first week of December. So we're going to start setting up some calls and doing the planning for when those calls will be. So it's time to raise your hand and say, okay, I want inside. I'm ready for this. So thank you so much for joining us, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday and have a happy Thanksgiving.